I am learning technology. So I'm going to finish off what I was saying. I was making some fun of things and having some comedy to make everyone feel a bit better. But there's a lot of people who aren't taking this seriously at all. If you sign papers at the airport that said you have to self isolate, please do. I know some people who've been in quarantine for 2 weeks already. Some of them are going to be going home soon. They have to stay in quarantine when they get home for 2 weeks. It's a tough time. So can we be a bit more conscious? Like literally, like I was at the grocery store a couple days ago, and someone coughed in their hand and then started touching product. I'm sure they didn't think of anything because they're just fucking idiots. And that's people we live with. That's why this is going to be a problem. And anyone who doesn't get it yet, they're still kind of going around and going in public a little bit more than they should. We're going to be enacting the Emergency Measures Act, I believe, probably this week by the Prime Minister, which is pretty much a war footing. Things like we might need papers to go, like, oh, I'm just going to go for a little cruise to BC for the day. Let's say go for a 2-hour drive. Well, if you don't want to know the severity of what's going on, there might be roadblocks on the BC border, then they won't let you through in a week. That's how bad things are getting. So it's not that it's that bad. Let's be positive. There's lots to do. This has actually been a great time for me, but people need to start being more responsible and stop shaming people in public though. Like I go running every day and I go for a walk every day and it's important. Now, you don't have to shame people. But definitely even when I'm running, I'll make sure I move away from someone. Like, so when I'm passing them or, like stay away, but then you'll see a group of 4 or 5 people congregating near a bus stop or something. And it is a little scary. Or people like you guys, like if you're not living together and you're going to go on a hike, and let's say you want to go on a hike with your friend. Yeah, you're 2 feet away or 2 meters away. Sorry. The whole hike and you do social distancing. Well, did you think about the fact that you're in the same car with potentially 2 to 3 people when you go on this hike? And then that car, someone's coughing, germs, someone was just sitting there. Someone maybe just uses the vehicle. Maybe it's your roommate's vehicle from yesterday. I know a lot of people are like taxiing people around a lot, which is great. But at the same page, sanitize. If you help 5 people go to the grocery store in one day, you've just let 5 people sit in your passenger side seat, potentially touching your door handle and contaminating. So let's just use some common sense. I hope everyone's doing okay. And on a serious note, sorry for the end serious and sorry for the breaked up video. I'm still learning this stuff. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking a bit about finance because I got to kill time and talk about it. And some people have been asking me for some advice. We're going to talk about the stock market today. We had one of the biggest gains, I think, in history for the Dow Jones in one single day. Dow Jones went up like 11% because the U.S. might and probably will have their emergency bill for 1.8 trillion available, or I think it's 2 trillion actually, will probably be passed today and this evening in the Senate and Congress and all that. But the irony with this whole situation is stocks rallied hard today. On that news because free money, because everyone's going bankrupt and can't work and governments are overspending. We're going to talk a little bit about basic stock stuff. Also things to follow if you are into stocks. It was really interesting to see because everything went up 10-15% today. Companies like Netflix and Amazon were pretty much neutral or negative. And the irony is these are really, really good companies before the crash. They were making a lot of money before the crash, so they were a good investment. And then with the crash, they crashed down, and now they've been going up with everything going down because people realize their revenue streams are extremely valuable. Like Netflix might have 3 million more subscribers in a quarter. I think 7 million to 10 million potentially. And this is great because that will cause them, if those 3 million are paying $10 a month for a year, well, that's $360 million on the fly, and then people are upgrading their packages. Anyways, my point being, Netflix went down a bit today, and Amazon didn't make very well. It went up $50, but it's like a $2,000 share stock. But the point is follow these companies because the market's crazy, and it's on crack cocaine and meth and heroin, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The fact that like Amazon and Netflix, if there's a bailout, it's good for all businesses. Even Netflix. But the fact that Netflix was punished today because everything is rallying because the government's going to save everyone and throw money around, but a good company that's going to make a lot of money and more revenue than anticipated because of this crisis is being punished because it's considered a negative when... I'm going to talk more about it tomorrow. But NFLX, look it up. And AAPL is Apple. I've been shorting it lately. That's what I'm doing. This is not financial advice. This is what I'm doing. And then AMZN, that's your Amazon ticker symbol. And anyone who's serious and wants to reach out to me for some advice, we're going to go over some things tomorrow that may be some like questions you can go over and perhaps some questions so you can like do some research in the stock market, answer some questions. And if I show that you put enough effort in, then yeah, we'll talk about it and do something and keep us all busy. I hope everyone's safe. Let's, stay safe. Have some fucking freedom. America. Woo! Someone give me that Ric Flair.